buddies, that was of course the Beatles and I Wanna Hold Your Hand. So on the original recording, there's two guitars, obviously John and George, with a little bit of overdubbing. It was the first time the Beatles had used a 4-track recorder. But I'm just playing it on the one guitar because if you're doing a covers band or gig or something like that, then if you're going to play it, you're often the only guitarist. So sometimes you have to play the rhythm and then maybe sometimes mix in a little bit of those lead lines, which is kind of what I'm doing here. Okay, so I started with... I'm playing a C to G, so just play the C chord basically as a bar chord, but emphasising the bottom two notes. But I could catch the others. I'm moving it to a D. I'm playing a D6 there by adding my little finger on 9, you know, your classic rock and roll. Okay, so playing my D chord, use my little finger to add a 6th note on 9 on the D string. Okay, so there is another guitar playing. Okay, an E to a G to a D, to open, and then a D chord, D, A, D, A, D, and D5. Obviously, if you're just the one guitarist, you've got to pick which part you're going to play. So I went for this one, playing this. It's a little fuller. Okay. And so I'm playing on the verse. I've got a G to G6 again. So I'm playing a G chord. The kind of D string is muted by my 3rd finger, so I'm not getting a G7. I'm just getting... And I'm adding a little finger on 7 on the A string to go from G to G6. And then to a D. Now I could just play a whole bar of that, but what I did again was, because these licks are so iconic, I threw in a bit of rhythm, then played a little bit of lead there. So you've got the guitar playing that D to D6, and then you've got this lick in there which doubles the bass lick, D, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, 5 through 4, 5, 6, 7. And also, when you get to that note, another lick comes in. It's like an overdub, which is a kind of bend and release to an E, which like takes you to the E chord. Okay, so obviously I couldn't play all 3 together, so I just played... So I mixed a bit of each. So it's kind of up to you what you choose to do, you know. So, like I say, when you're playing and you've just got one guitar, you have to kind of pick and choose which bits of the guitar parts you're going to play live. So I just played the first bit of that, 5, 4, 5, because I wanted to get that in, because it's kind of so well known. Then just jumped back into an E minor chord and carried on playing rhythm. So your chords are just going from D to E minor, but it's got an E minor there, then a B7, then a repeat, E minor to B7, then the chorus, C to D to G to E minor, C to D to G, and now I'm starting to put that little rock shuffle back in. Then a repeat. C, D, G, E minor, C, D, G. And then that's taking us into the bridge, and I'm playing the D minor, G, and again there's two guitars in here. There's one kind of playing straight chords, and then there's a bit of arpeggiating. Okay, but I'm just playing this kind of straight chords: D minor to G to C to A minor to D minor, G to C, and then the intro again. So that bridge section: D minor, G, C, A minor, D minor, G, C, intro. Okay, and then we just got verse, chorus, and on the last chorus I'm playing C to D to G to E minor, and C, D, B7, then C, D, and then C, and then D, E, D. So I was playing it as a C chord, and then E and D. I was doing it 7/5. I could do 2/5 like the intro again, but so on the A string, E to D, and finish on a G. Okay, so next we'll take a look at the bass. I'm starting the bass with C, E, D, 3 on A, 2 on D, to 5 on A. Yeah, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then I'm into the verse. I've got G to D and G. So most of this is played on the root notes. There's a little fill in the next bar, but it's mostly root and sometimes fifth. So we've got G, D, G, 5 on D to 5 on A, to a D, and then we've got this great little fill: D, 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 C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So it's 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. And E to a B. And then after that B, I'm just playing a D. So I'm going to 7 on the E string, to 5 on the A string, just a single note, just to take us back into that G. So that's just a repeat. And then this time just holding that B for a bar, taking us into the chorus. So in the chorus I've got C, D to G. So 3, 5 on the A string, to G on 5 on the D string, to E on 7 on the A string, back to C, back to D, and again using that fifth there, so it's G, G, D, G, G, D, G. So yeah, just 5 and 5. Great effective bass line, but just really nice and simple. Okay, and then we're back into a repeat. All repeating. And here, so here we're going into the bridge section. So I'm going C to D to G, just like before, but this time just like 1, 2, 3, 4. So G, D, G, 5, 5, 5 on D and A. And then happy, da da da. So there I've got a D, I'm playing a D on 5, to a G on 5 on the A and D strings, to a C on 3, and to an A. And then the next 2 bars I play, I'm putting a 5th in there, so I'm putting D and A. Put 5 and 7 on the A and D strings, to 5 and 7 on the D and G strings, then to a C on 3, then the intro again. So back. That's just a repeat, and then this is repeating. Now the next bridge, just the same as before, except this time I played them all in 5ths. So I'm playing D and A, 5 and 7 on A and D, to G and D, 5 and 7 on D and G, C and G, 3 and 5 on A and D, then 7 and 9 on D and G, then back to the D, just like before now. Okay, that's all the same, and then we've got another repeat of a chorus and into a verse, sorry, and into the last chorus. And on the last chorus, we've got just the same, and then we go to a B. So instead of going to, we've got a little B to take us to a turnaround. So I'm just playing the B there on 2. I wanna hold, then it's C. I wanna hold your. So I've got 3 to 5, and then the notes we played on the intro, but 1, 2, 3, C, E, D, C, E, D, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5. Then I'm finishing on a G, or I could go down here and finish on a low G, whatever works for you. But as long as we finish on a G, you're done. Well, great song, and thanks for watching, buddies. Cheers.